Hello, everybody. I'm very happy to have you all here. I would like to present everybody who is in this course for today, 4Times4Health course. We're having Lyle Perry, who is part of the Shen Foundation, who is going to be giving the course today. He's right now in Sweden, in Stockholm. And we are very lucky to receive Charles Kasatli from Lebanon in Beirut, joining our group. And here with me is Manuel Tarabe, who has joined also the courses and coming from Lebanon and now in Switzerland. And I'm Brigitte Bergesser, and I'm in Geneva right now. So, Lyle, I would like you to start and give us your precious thoughts.
Thank you, Brigitte. So the purpose of this meeting today is just to give an introduction to our courses, which we call 4Times4Health, and the name is to do with that. These exercises that we do them at 4 different times during the day. So that's the background to the name. So with Taoism, for many thousands of years, we have had insights into the flow of life, the rhythms of the cosmos, and in nature, and also within our own bodies. And this is really the essence of what 4Times4Health is about, learning to re-establish our own natural rhythms in life. So within Taoism, we often hear terms like effortless effort, or doing by not doing. When we reach this state, we've really come into the natural flow of life, which is a lot of what Taoism is really all about. So we're probably all familiar too with the yin-yang symbol. This is all about the flow of masculine and feminine energy that occurs in all life, in the cosmos, down to within us, into each cell of us, that natural flow and shift of energies. And this is really the essence of what we're working with. What creates the flow, the changes in what is happening. And if we look on a yearly basis, we can see the yin-yang shift in the seasons, that the masculine yang energy that reaches its zenith, its high point at midsummer. And then it slowly starts shifting into the yin feminine energy, which reaches its high point at midwinter. And a large part of what we do within 4Times4Health is also learning to adapt to the seasons. When we awake in the morning, when we go to sleep, we really try and follow the sun, go up with the sun, go to bed with the sun. Having said that, that really doesn't work up here in northern Sweden, because, well, you'd sleep 6 months and be awake 6 months, more or less. Then coming back to the flow, the cycles, we also see this on a daily basis, that if we think of the yang energy as starting around midnight and reaching the high point at midday, and then the yin energy just slowly coming in and reaching its high point at midnight. So a lot of what we learn to do is base our activities on that knowledge. The yang energy has more energy, more doing, more action. The yin, calmness, going within. So this is, especially in the second course that we have, which I'll talk about shortly, that is really the essence of it, knowing what we do when related to the energies of yin and yang. Brigitte, anything you want to add at this point about what I'm blabbing on about?
Yes, you're speaking a lot to me about what happened with me. When I actually started coming to the reason why I arrived to this program was because I had a cancer, and I had not realized that how much harm I had done to my life, actually, to myself, to my body, the way I was thinking and working, and the way I was organizing my life. I was actually following all the laws of society, working very hard, bringing up my children, very traditional life. But I didn't realize how worn out I was and how tired and like a burnout, and my negative thinking also. And with 4Times4Health, I learned to balance out. So I learned I myself, I need to be much calmer because I'm an overactive personality. So I need to really remind myself to be much calmer, and with bringing this calmness into my life, which I did not have before, I have empowered myself. So I'm really now much more harmonious, and I can really do the things I want to do, and I do them much more with joy and conviction, and it's really given me such a quality of life. And foremost, I healed my cancer. So my body realigned itself automatically without any medication. It really realigned by changing, by following nature, by doing these breaks, by taking care of my body and listening to my body. This
Thanks.
yin yang, bringing this yin yang. I was too much yang, and I had to bring the yin. I was on this male side, and I needed to bring my feminine side in again.
I think that Western culture really encourages what you're saying, Brigitte, that we should work hard and drive hard and, push down the feeling side of us. And that's really how I see it, is that probably 200 years ago, we would have been in a more natural state. But, the advent of the Industrial Revolution seems to have created a new system where we're expected to be yang work machines all day, until we fall asleep. And when we come to look deeper into these patterns, into these cycles, we'll see that actually we're not really designed to work more than 6 hours a day. And if we do, we're kind of going against the natural flow of what's happening in our bodies. Of course, we can do that, but then, we might pay a price with health. So that's really the purpose of all these exercises that we're going to show you through the course, is that it's a tangible way to make what Brigitte's talking about real. So it's not just a lovely, fluffy idea. It's like, do this at this time, this time, so then you will naturally calm the body down, and we fall into those natural rhythms. Yeah,
and Lyle, if I can share with you, the thing about working 6 hours, is now I'm really working 6 hours, but very concentrated. And my brain is focusing much more on what is important. So many emails are not answered because they will answer themselves with the time, So it's really very amazing, because I get a lot of contacts and stuff. I'm still having my company, and I have the family, and so sometimes it goes all over the place. And then doing the 4Times4Health, I really focus on the essential. And a lot of things get resolved by themselves, because people are so overexcited. They push, but actually they are nervous, and they're pushing us and wanting us to become nervous. So we just let them go, and deal with themselves when we feel that this is not so important, and then and then you really can focus on the essential, and then when other things. So that's been really very precious work, and since I've been now. Before I used to just have e-short rental and my children, but now since I started with Shen, I'm doing Shen, e-short rental, my children, helping a little bit out with the refugee camp with Maggie, and a lot, and being in the board. So I've actually doubled or tripled my functions, but I'm doing much less, and still, the thing, still contributing in different parts. So it's really fun like that.
Bravo. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Brigitte. Yeah, that's really the essence of it, hey, it's that effortless effort that I talked about at the beginning.
Yeah.
It just sort of, I've got a similar story to you on that too. Since I started working with this, I do work less hours and seem to be doing more, but just, I don't know, it doesn't seem stressful. Yeah.
No.
So with
the more stressful we get, then we just sit down and meditate, and then suddenly it's like a bling, the solution is here. Or the right phone call is just getting there. I don't know, it's going into synchronicity. It's like it's working with the cosmos and the universe. You ask for the question and suddenly things come in. I was telling Manolo that I had given up to find a partner, and I was telling my girlfriends, if somebody comes, he's going to knock at my door, and I'm not going to do any effort of searching for anybody. He knocked at my door, but I didn't think he's coming as a partner. He's going to come for him to heal with me in Shen Foundation, And now at the end of the day, this is getting, he's 3 months here now.
I'm in the middle with you doing meditation.
That's about synchronicity. You just sit and wait, and things come.
So it's kind of like making go with the flow a physical or a practical reality. This is sort of like the stepping stones for doing it. That's how I see it. Yeah. Bravo. Yeah. It's also, I know in this whole process, we have the head and the heart, and it ends up that we're working a lot with creating a balance with those two, with this whole system. And just hearing what you're saying there, Brigitte, too, it's like we really kind of need to let go of a lot of the control that Western world teaches us to have. We must plan and be intellectual and organized and do this, and this will happen. And coming into this flow, it's like it's learning to accept what doesn't look logical, what we don't expect, that then we really do come into that harmony, into that flow of life. Yeah. But I know for us Westerners, that can be quite a challenge to let go of that need of control, and really trust what heart is telling.
And the counterpart is the calmness, So I'm a very controlling person, so I needed to get calm and just to calm down, because that was the only way to let go with the things, by calming down. Because by running around and thinking, I have to burn here, put the fire down here and the fire down there, that's not the way it's going to work.
So if we just take a moment now and look at the physical aspects of what we're going to do with the course, the 4Times4Health program is divided into, I won't go into all the details, but just generally, we divide them into 4 different time periods. So the first thing we'll learn in next week's lesson is what we do when we get up in the morning. Just some simple procedures to start the day well, a little bit of Qigong, talk a bit about breakfast, when we eat it, and maybe what's good to eat, not necessarily in great detail, but just to start the day. That's a really important first part of 4Times4Health. Then we'll look at what happens around the middle of the day, around lunchtime. This is a very, very important part for keeping our energy stable. And one thing that is important there is a little short siesta, which I know a lot of people do naturally. And that's what you'll find when we get to do these techniques. They all kind of feel like the things we should be doing anyway, kind of. There's nothing really too radical. It's just coming back to what our body is telling us. Then the third aspect is around evening, around 5 and onwards. What's happening in the body then, and then some simple exercises to do to help the body along with its processes. And all the exercises we do and all the actions we take are based on either Qigong or Chinese medicine, which is the same anyway. And then finally, just some little exercises to do before we sleep. But I want to say that when I first learned 4Times4Health, I had a tendency not to take the techniques too seriously because they all are childishly simple. And that's true, hey, Brigitte. But the trick is when we do them together in sequence, it is an extremely powerful technique. So please learn from me. Don't make a joke of how simple they are, because they are simple, but put them together and you've got a very powerful tool.
And it's very challenging to do them all the right moment and the right way. That's probably the most challenging thing.
I must add, if I could, one thing.
Yeah.
When I first came to want to try this was because I was supposed to start a program of concentrating into something more spiritual within the program that I was doing. And over the past 10 years, I had tried to do the spiritual, but never really, it wasn't thorough and complete enough on my own. Every time I would start first step, second step, and then stop or be diverted by the next program. The interesting part of this is that I thought that there was a good way of balancing after what I had been doing, which was the AA program for 12 steps, and a little bit do something beyond the 12 steps. And I wondered if it made sense, really, if it was feasible and practical when applied. And I've been here for about 3 to 4 months. And I must say, yesterday I went to see my doctor in Paris, and she was very surprised and pleasantly happy that I had been applying this system, the 4T, because I guess I was, in her eye, the best client versus all the other population that she was looking at, which are the other patients.
Thanks, Charles. Yeah, that's great.
Okay.
So it shows the power of
sorry.
Lyle. It shows the power of healing. You know, it's not only calming us down and bringing synchronicity. It says we are working with body, mind, and soul, and it really is. It is really body, mind, and soul, because we do heal our body by doing these exercises.
And it doesn't have to be all of it 100%, because I never do anything 100% in my life. But you do enough in the different direction in balance, and things work out. So.
Bravo. Thanks, Manuel. Yeah. So this is really the essence of the first series of courses we're going to do. There are five courses like this, 5 45-minute courses. And And then we follow that with a series of weekly monitoring, just where you report into one of us to say how it's doing. Then we will move on to the second course in 4Times4Health. And this is also to do with rhythms and cycles, but it's more concerned with 2 hourly cycles, so what's happening inside the body. And I wonder, Brigitte, can you just show the picture that you have there, just to give us a visual on it? Yeah, thanks. So that's this is showing that what happens every 2 hours in the body, and what this is about is that all the different organs have their own times, if you like, where they're most active. For example, about 11 to 1, it's the time for the heart, and so this is a good time for us to eat and just have a little rest, a little siesta, give the heart a chance to boost its energy. But the purpose of this, when we understand in depth what the inner processes are in the body, it can give us then a logical way to move through the day so that our actions are in harmony with what's happening inside too. And for example, the optimum working time is between 9 and 11. So if we have any difficult decisions to make, or we have something physically challenging to do, that's the optimum time to do it.
Like even operation, or you need to make a contract with a lawyer, or you need to figure out something that has been bothering you and it's taking time. We have the tendency to push it. Oh, I'll do it later on. But if you really do it at 9 o'clock, the solution will come straight. It's really powerful.
Yeah. And the physical reason for that is in that time slot, this the spleen's time, but everything is in full flow. Everything's working at full speed in the body. So the body wants to work. It's ready for it. The brain's most active. So then it's smart if we then utilize that and follow the body's abilities. And another aspect that we also look at is the effect of emotions on the organs and how we can work with that to boost our health. And for example, anger and bitterness, that tends to affect the liver very much, which in turn affects our actions in life too. So there's another layer that we work with there too, on the emotional side.
Sadness, for example, my cancer was related with the lungs. I had a lymphatic cancer, and I would wake up all the time for, I would say, 20 years between 3 and 5, just automatically, because first it was with the kids. I had to take care of the kids who were crying all the time at night. And I was by myself. There was nobody helping me, so I had to do it by myself. And then my body got used to it. And so that's related here. If you look at the organic clock, it's related to the lungs. So I had always a lot of problem with bronchitis, and I was always sick for a month with bronchitis every year. And then I got the lymphatic cancer, which was also related with the lung system and with the lymphatic system. So when I figured that out, I knew that, okay, I really have to make sure that I sleep between 3 and 5. And it's to heal myself again. Yeah.
Bravo. Yeah. It's when we start to really understand, what a powerful effect our emotions have on our body, both helpful and against us, then it really is one more tool we have to create that lovely, harmonious, in the flow life. And that's the purpose this is why we do it. Yeah. So this is the second course, and that's 12 workshops like this. And then again followed by a period of monitoring. so that we have a chance to really make this stuff work in a practical way, and we can see if there's anything we can help with. And we won't go into details now, but there was a third series of workshops where we look at the 5 virtues, and this is really how we act in life to be in the Tao, to be in the flow. I'll just name them briefly. This is altruism, integrity, respect, wisdom, and trust. So in Taoism, those are the real pillars of how we move through life to create a good life for ourselves, to live well, to be a good human being. And I'm going to stop talking there. That's about it. I think I've said enough.
Thank you so much. Charlie, do you have a question?
Well, first of all, thanks to all the 3 of you. I'm very honored and impressed, and learned new things today, that's for sure. One of them, understanding the yin and yang with the weather. One understanding as well, being aware of when it's good for the heart, what time between 11 and 1, and another important details I've learned as well is, if I want to take any actions physically, mentally, spiritually, it's good to do them from 9 to 11. So all of these are very important tools. So I'm looking forward. I mean, questions, I want to know everything. So it's better to be silent in order for me to hear you and learn from you. And I'm looking forward to our next meetup and Zoom meeting, so I could, sorry about the noise, so I could learn and apply the tools and share it with the universe. So thank you for that.
Bravo. And next week, if everyone's ready, we'll start doing it, not just talking about it. So we make it real.
I'm in.
And we'll start with the morning wake up routines. Yeah.
I'm totally in. I look forward to that.
Me too. Bravo.
Thank you, Charlie. Thank you.
Thank you, Charlie, for being there.
Thank you.
Until next week.
Until next week.
Yes. We'll see you next week. Yes,
Great.
looking forward.
Same time.
We're very happy to be able to share with you this practice, because I'm really convinced it with little steps we can really do something good afterwards. Also for ours, not only for ourselves, but also for our surrounding, for our families, for our children, for our colleagues, our friends. And especially now, what's happening, with the coronavirus, there's so much fear, and there's so much, fear, sleepless nights, and anger and grief. And if we can, just tell people, okay, it's fine that you are afraid. You can, it is frightening, but just go before you go to bed and put your feet in hot water and do a meditation. And I'm sure this night will be more harmonious, and maybe you will wake up one time less than one time more, because you sleep smoothly. And this is a small technique where everybody can do, and if we can bring this harmony, because it's true, I can just tell you from my experience, the time when I was waking up all the time, I was waking up angry in the morning. I was a dictator to my children, they would even put military music, to be ready for school. I find now I'm laughing, but it's really true. They would do it by themselves. So how horrendous was I? And now, now I'm sitting there meditating, and they just slip into the room. Bye, Mom. And I'm like in other spheres, and everybody's happy. So if we can bring this harmony and this love into our life, that's all I want to share. And I think Lyle also, that's the purpose of all this.
Like I said, ridiculously simple but efficient.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, well said, Brigitte. I couldn't say it better. It's true that when we're taking care of ourselves, we are in fact taking care of the whole planet, the whole society. Each little bit we do to be calmer and more harmonious, it really matters. We might think we're just a little entity, but we do make a difference, so every little bit of harmony and calm we can create on this planet is worth its weight in gold.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to see you all soon.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.